Leadership, 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 success, success, success. Hi, my name is Jonathan Medina. I'm America's #1 youth motivator. I'm your teacher, I'm your coach, I'm your friend, and I'm your teammate. And today we're talking about leadership and success. Hey guys, it is National Gear Up Week. I'm so excited to be with you guys over in Kerens. I'm so thankful that Miss Pretty has invited me to be a part of Region 12 Gear Up for National Gear Up Week, college, career, success. Let's go. And so I want you to know that at the end of this, I'm going to share with you guys how I'm going to be giving one of you guys in Region 12 Gear Up $100. I want to give one of you guys $100 for being awesome and to celebrate your educational achievements. I'm so grateful to, again, be a part of National Gear Up Week with you guys. But you may be wondering, who am I? So normally, if I was doing a leadership event for you guys, or if we were doing a camp, we're going to spend multiple days with each other, all these kind of fun activities that we could possibly do, but Miss Pretty would be there to introduce me, and so she would say something like, he's spoken to over 1,000 schools at places such as Harvard, Texas A&M, and schools from New York City to Los Angeles. He's reached over 1 million students, educators, parents at live audiences, and he was a Georgetown University football player where I was a starter for 2 years, and that's my university up above. And so I want you guys to also know that I've been featured on ESPN, NBC, ABC, Fox, and TED. I'm a best-selling author, and some of you guys are going to be getting my best-selling book, Student Leadership Playbook. Also broke the record at McDonald's for the most Happy Meals eaten in one day. So go ahead and get in the comments. I'm going to give a special one of you guys a special gift just for getting close to guessing my record. You cannot look it up because it's an unofficial record, and I never post the actual number online, so you can't find it anywhere. But before I was breaking records at McDonald's, before I was a college student at Georgetown and playing football, before all of that, I had a vision of having success. I had a vision that I could go to college. I had a vision that I could have a wonderful career. I had a vision that I could have success in life. And so what I want to know is, I want to know what your 2020 vision is. A lot of people have talked about 2020 as the year of vision. So I want to know, what is your vision for 2020? What are you going to do this year that's going to help you to be college ready? What are you going to do this year that's going to help you to be career ready? What are you going to do this year that's going to help you to be successful in life? So I want to know, what is your 2020 vision? And then I want you to imagine what 2024 is going to look like. What is it going to look like when you are graduating from high school? I want you to imagine the gown that you wear, the cap that you put on. I want you to imagine all of those wonderful things. And so what I need you to do is, I need you to tell me, what is your vision for 2024? I want you to imagine walking on the stage. I want you to imagine throwing your cap up in the air. I want you to imagine what Kerens Gear Up is going to do to celebrate you. I want you to imagine all the wonderful things that you do as a part of graduation. I want you to think about family members traveling all the way to your graduation. And I want to know what you're going to do right after you graduate. One of my best friends, I'm wearing a UT shirt right now, but one of my best friends went to Texas A&M, and he went right from graduation straight into taking classes. He didn't want to take any time. And then I also want you to understand what your 2030 vision is going to be like. What is your 2040 vision going to be like? What kind of family do you have? What kind of job do you have? What kind of career do you have? What kind of success have you had in your life? I want you to imagine that success. I want you to imagine the career. I want you to imagine the kind of people that you help with your career. I want you to imagine the income that you make. I want you to imagine the kind of car that you drive, the kind of things that you do. I want you to imagine what your life is going to be like when you are successful in 2030, when you're successful in 2040. For me, a lot of that vision started back when I was in 7th grade. I was also a Gear Up student, so I love talking to Gear Up students because it reminds me of that special moment when I went on my first college visit. I'll never forget, we got in a charter bus and we drove all the way to Texas A&M, and we got on the bus, and I remember when we get to the school, we're still in the bus, and I'm looking out the windows, and I could see the big buildings, and I think to myself, I can't wait. I'm imagining myself going to school at a place like this. I'm imagining myself having to go to class in a school like this. I'm having the vision plant in my mind, in my heart, and deep down into my soul that one day I'm going to be college career ready. I'm going to be successful, and I'm going to get to go to a school just like this. And it began to create pride inside of me. It began to create a pride inside of me that when people told me that dream was too big, that no one in my family had ever gone to college, because no one was talking about college in my family. No one had gone to college. No one had gone and had gotten a 4-year degree. Nothing like that had ever happened. So no one was talking about college like that. And so I created in myself that vision because of Gear Up. And so I had pride that someday I was going to be one of those students. I had pride that said I was going to go to college. I had pride that said I was going to be career ready. I had pride that said I was going to be successful. So there's good pride and bad pride. I didn't have pride that said I'm too good to study. I didn't have the bad pride that says that I'm not going to do all these extra little things. Instead, I had the pride that said I'm going to be active, I'm going to be engaged, and I'm going to do all the things that Gear Up has told me to do, so that way I could be successful. So I can have pride in my future, so I can have pride in my vision, so I can have pride in my success. And so what I want you guys to do is I want you to write the word vision on a sheet of paper. I want you to write the word vision in the comments. I want you to write the word vision in your mind and in your heart and deep down inside. And then I want you to have a lot of pride, because that vision that you have is your vision. That vision of you going to college, that is your vision. I want that vision that you have of having an amazing career, that is your vision. That vision that you have for your family, for your house, for your home, for your community in 2030, 2040, that is your vision. And I want you to have a lot of pride about your vision. I want you to have pride about your success. I want you to have pride about your life, the positive, the good pride that keeps you motivated, that keeps you engaged, that keeps you active. So what I want you to do is I want you to have that pride. Miss Pretty gave me this quote. She said that there is no substitute for hard work. And that's a quote from Thomas Edison. And so I love that quote because we start off with a vision. We have a vision that we're going to go to college. We have a vision that we're going to have an amazing career. We have a vision that we're going to be successful. And then the next step after you have the vision is you have to put in the hard work. If you want to be successful, if you want to be college ready, you have to put in the hard work so you can be college ready. When you want to be career ready, you have to put in the hard work to be career ready. See, I remember applying to a lot of different schools, and I had one college advisor. She told me that because of where I was from, because of the community that I grew up in, that I could not have the success that I was looking for, that I would not get accepted to the schools that I wanted to apply to, that I would not have success once I arrived at those schools. But she didn't understand that I was willing to put in the hard work. Maybe she was right. Maybe she was right that my school maybe had not prepared me. I think she was wrong, but even if she was correct about that, I was willing to put in the hard work in order to make myself ready. I was willing to put in the hard work to make myself ready to go to college. I was willing to put in the hard work to make myself ready to get into a career. I was ready to put in the hard work so that way I could have success in my life. So I know all of you guys are ready to put in the hard work. And so what does that mean for you? I want you to get in the comments. I want you to think to yourself, what is some hard work that I am willing to do in order to make myself college ready? What is some hard work that I am willing to do to make myself career ready? What is some hard work that I am willing to do so I can be successful? Or maybe it's just the hard work that's absolutely necessary. And so there is no substitute for hard work. You know, Thomas Edison, who invented so many things, I want you to put in the hard work just like he did to go and have all the wonderful inventions. I want you to invent your future. I want you to invent your vision. I want you to invent your success. And so in order for you to have success, you have to put in the hard work. That's one of the necessary things in order for you to put it in. You can't substitute something else. You have to put in the hard work. And so we want to celebrate all of your educational achievements. We want to celebrate the hard work that you're putting in. And so at National Gear Up Week, they want to celebrate you. And they want you to have the best year, even in a pandemic. See, I've been getting online. I've been getting on Instagram. I've been seeing a lot of videos. And I've been seeing so many people that they're saying that they need to cancel 2020. They're saying that 2020 has been a bad year. They're saying that 2020 is something that we can't overcome. They're saying that 2020 needs to be erased, or that we need to put a pause on 2020. See, but I believe that you can have the best year even in a pandemic. I believe that you can be college ready even in a pandemic. I believe that you could be successful even in a pandemic. And so what I want you to do is I want you to say to yourself that you are going to have the best year even in a pandemic. And so what I want you to do is I want you to write down on a sheet of paper, write down in Google Classrooms, whatever it is, however you're watching this video, I want you to make notes. I want you to make the decision that you are going to have the best year even in the pandemic. And so I want to tell you guys a story about when I first started. I told you I had that vision that I was going to go to college. I had that vision that I was going to have success. I had that vision from that Gear Up trip that I was going to go to college just like that. And so when I started 7th grade, I remember playing football and I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to be a college athlete. I put the shoulder pads on, I put the helmet on, I'm looking in the mirror, I'm flexing, I'm pumped. And I look in the mirror and I'm like, man, I'm a stud. But my coach, he looked at me, he said, son, you're slow. Son, you're weak. And son, you don't know where to go. I never played football before, so all the other kids were way ahead of me. And I could have made the decision to quit, and I kind of felt like it. But my coach, he told me, he said, son, right now you're slow. Right now you're weak. Right now you don't know where to go. But you can get better every single day. And so one of my favorite quotes from my college coach, my coach would tell us, decisions determine destiny. Decisions determine destiny. So what I want you to do is I want you to write that down on a sheet of paper. Decisions determine destiny. What are the decisions that you're going to make in 2020? What are the decisions that you're going to make this year to have the best year? What are the decisions that you're going to make to have the most amazing year, to be college ready, to be career ready, to be successful in life? What are the decisions that you're going to make? And so that's what I did for a couple of years. 7th grade, 8th grade, I was working out. I was getting bigger. I was getting faster. I was getting stronger. And I was learning all the plays. I was learning how to be a better football player. And by the time it's freshman year, I'm now one of the leaders. I went from being on the B team to then being one of the leaders on the A team. I went from being an average student in 7th grade. I was kind of middle of the road, got A's and B's, and to then being one of the top students while I was a freshman, while I was a sophomore, junior, senior. And it all happened because I was taking every day, I was making decisions that determined my destiny. And so by that summer going into freshman year of high school, I'm pumped, I'm excited, and I have all the other players. We're all pumped, excited. We're deciding that we're going to have the best year when we get to high school freshman year. And so we're all bigger, we're all faster, we're all stronger, and every single day in the summer, we're jogging 2 miles together. I'm staying all summer at one of my best friend's house, and we get up together, and we run to the school. We pick up a few other kids on the way because he was the farthest one. And so we are running to the school every day. We're all doing that extra work. Remember, there is no substitute for hard work. So we're all putting in the extra hard work so we can have the best year possible. And one day while we're getting to the school, I see my grandfather's truck is parked across the street from the school. There's a restaurant right outside. I walk in and I tell the other guys to go forward. And with sweat coming down the side of my face, I go and I surprise my grandfather. I surprised him because I hadn't seen him all summer. I surprised him because selfishly, I knew that every time I saw my grandfather, even though he was a man of very little means, he would always give me some money. He would always take me to get ice cream. So I'm pumped and excited to see my grandfather. So I surprise him. He turns and he says, "Mijo, I've been looking for you. I didn't know where you were, but your mom is in jail, and she's going to be in jail for a long time." I had this vision for what my freshman year was going to be like. I was pumped. I was excited. I was working hard towards it. But in that moment, it just felt like everything was collapsing. I'd been scared of that day for a very long time. I knew that my mom was doing illegal things, and I was scared that that day would come where it would catch up to her. And it finally happens, and my siblings, we all get split apart. I'm the oldest of 6, and we all get split apart. I go live with my grandfather. My grandfather was supposed to retire, but instead he has to continue to work out in the hot sun every single day to sacrifice for me. I have to go work with him after school to help get some money for the family. And it becomes one of the most difficult years of my life. But I'd still made the decision that I was going to be college ready. I still made the decision that I was going to be career ready. I still made the decision that I was going to be successful. So even though things were difficult, even though things were hard, even though that year so much changed because I was now living with my grandfather and my mom was in prison and all my siblings were separated and there were so many things that were different and changed, that year actually ended up being one of the best years of my life. I still was able to advance and catch up to everyone else, so that way I was college ready. I was still able to advance and prepare myself with a lot of the things that Gear Up provides for you guys to help myself become career ready, and I was able to put in the hard work so I could be successful in life. I know that this year has been incredibly difficult. I know that there has been so much change this year, and it's hit me also. I just lost a grandmother because of COVID. She passed away. I had to see my father crying. I've had a lot of family members that ended up in the hospital. And so I understand that this has been a very, very tough year. And there's so much change. But what I do also know is that you as a student, you can decide to have the best year even in a pandemic. You can decide to be college ready even in a pandemic. You can decide to become career ready even in a pandemic. You can decide to be successful and have the best year even in a pandemic. All you have to do is continue to have the vision. All you have to do is continue to work hard. All you have to do is continue to make the decision every day that you are going to have the best year even in a pandemic. And so we want to do with Gear Up is we want to celebrate you. And I want to give one of you guys $100. I believe in you guys. I know that you guys are going to have the most amazing year even in a pandemic. I know that you guys are going to have amazing vision even in a pandemic. I know that you guys are going to be college career successful even in a pandemic. So what I want you to do is I want you to get onto Instagram. Tag me in any post. You can post anything. It doesn't have to involve me. Earlier, I've seen people take screenshots for Region 12 Gear Up. So that's what people have done. But I want you, if you post any photo, if you post you wearing a college shirt, whatever it is, all the stuff that Miss Pretty has for you to do at Kerens, I want you to tag me in it, put at J Medina Speaks, tag the National Gear Up, that's at ED Partnerships. That's the National Gear Up Instagram. They support Gear Up all across the country. And I want you to write the words hashtag Gear Up Works, hashtag National Gear Up. See, I believe that all of you guys are going to be successful. I believe that you have the most amazing vision. I believe that you guys are the leaders for tomorrow. And I believe that you guys are going to take that vision and have pride in that vision. You're going to do all the activities that Miss Pretty has for you during National Gear Up Week, and you're going to take pride in those activities. You're going to take pride, and you're going to plant that in your mind, in your heart, and deep down inside so you can be extremely successful, so you can have college success, so you can have career success, and so you could go on to become an amazing leader and an amazing champion. And so I'm so thankful that Miss Pretty has invited me to be with Kerens, and I'm so thankful that Mr. Pretty also gives me the privilege to be here, and also to Miss Anderson over at the Region 12 Gear Up office. So what I want you to do is I want you to remember, students, that you are going to have a vision. Without a vision, the students lose. And so I know that you guys are not losers. I know that all of you guys are winners. You are going to be champions. And don't forget, it's game time.